Hi, I'm Melanie. I'm here with the Kollektive Occult. You guys like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Manic.
I'm Killjoy.
I'm Crux.
I'm Chaos.
I'm Executioner.
And what is the story behind the Kollektive Occult? How did you come up with the name?
So originally we started banding together to do kind of, I had a solo project just under the Killjoy moniker, and we started doing a couple shows under that, and as we started kind of developing a little more of a bond, we wanted it to be something more, to get people involved and really kind of build community around it more than it just being us.
Yes.
So that was whenever we kind of rebranded shortly after that to the Kollektive. But then upon further research, there were a couple other artists that already were under the Kollektive title. So I was like, all right, we'll just add the occult to it. It fits. It works with our kind of theme and our aesthetic and everything. And nobody else has it. So.
Are there any interesting stories behind your stage names?
Well, mine came kind of as an accident whenever I was in high school. There was a buddy of mine that, I don't know, he was telling some story or said something, some bit of information was improper on there, and I kind of corrected him, and he's like, oh gosh, you're such a killjoy. And so that just kind of stuck from that point for me. The rest have kind of been like, I've suggested names around their personalities and kind of the things that suit them. I've kind of suggested, and they'll be like, yeah, that's the one, or that's not it.
They definitely fit.
Yeah. Okay.
In various ways.
So, yeah.
All right. Describe your sound for any potential new fans and your musical influences.
Slipknot light.
Okay.
Yeah, very Slipknot-y.
That's I always like to kind of say that's the easiest way to refer to us. It's kind of easy with the masks anyway. Easy for people to put those together. My personal influences definitely come obviously from Slipknot, Korn. I also have a lot of kind of here over the last decade or so, I've started getting more into like rap, hip hop, and alternative genres and stuff. I was very much kind of like the long-haired band T-shirt, like metal guy in high school, and I sort of expanded out of that, but that's certainly where my roots are.
Yeah, probably the weird one. Big on like some Nirvana, some Bush, a lot of 90s rock, that whole sub-pop scene with like Tad and Mudhoney.
I've never even heard of either of those bands.
Dude, yeah, those old grunge bands.
Nice.
There's the obvious ones like Pearl Jam and
I just need Alice in Chains.
Yeah, Alice in Chains. And then I'm right up. I think that's why we, get along so well, because there is that Korn. I love Korn, System of a Down, a Slipknot connection.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, he always brings kind of an interesting take to the songs. Like, I'll be like, all right, here's the riff, write something on it. And he'll, like, the lead stuff that he ends up doing is just so odd. It's so peculiar to me. It's like nothing I would ever
myself,
think to do.
What would Amy Winehouse do?
Absolutely.
And I drink a bottle of Jack and go to it.
Okay.
That last part was a lie. I'm just kidding.
Half lie.
Yeah, half lie. Only half the bottle.
This guy just turned 21 himself the other day, so...
So
happy
being the youngest here.
Yeah. Where you
Must feel good.
What?
Where you draw your influences from?
That
Youthful vibe of yours.
Yeah. Vigor.
As I was saying, being the youngest here, I grew up around like I technically grew up listening to a lot of blues. That's where I started playing. But it kind of jumped over to like Asking Alexandria, stuff like that, and the new age stuff, and then it's become a lot newer with this new djent scene that's around. So I picked up on that a lot, and that's pretty much where I draw a lot of my stuff from.
Yeah, a lot of the previously named bands feel Mudvayne, Marilyn Manson. That's got a lot of, maybe not influence into the playing, but maybe the atmosphere with it's kind of eerie, dark, but personal influences, it's just all over the board. It's a bit chaotic, to say the least, but from, like you mentioned, blues, jazz, funk, R&B, Those are definitely not metal, but fun, and it's got so much push, and it goes alongside playing metal and rock and roll. It's fucking awesome.
And I'd say my influences started with like progressive metal, a lot of Between the Buried and Me, especially early on, and then
Hell yeah.
Animals as Leaders, Born of Osiris, Mastodon, and then I went to more like death metal, like Whitechapel, Cattle Decapitation, stuff like that.
Yeah. That's fun to play.
He's a metal drummer all day.
Yeah, it shows when he's going at it.
It does,
Holy
man.
crap.
I've never seen anybody beat a ride like he does.
No, I've never seen anybody move one foot like he does.
It's going so fast, it doesn't look like it's moving at all. It's like, it just looks stationary.
Yeah.
It really is going.
All right. Well, you have a new single coming out on the 14th.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about it?
The single is called We Want You. It is more or less a follow-up to our previous single, Welcome to the Collective, that was released last May. We've been way behind on getting this one out there. Unfortunately, just between jobs and everything, we all just got really busy right at the end of summertime. So excited to finally get this up and out there. It's featuring Dustin from Until They Bleed. For any of you familiar with them, they're another killer local metal band. A lot heavier than we are, but we play shows with them a lot. Great dudes. We're actually about to be doing an episode of KLK TV with them as well.
Hell yeah.
And we tracked this one with Jamie King, actually, who's done a lot of Between the Buried and Me stuff. So he was nerding out a lot over there. It was a really exciting thing. I would also like to give this man credit because he knocked that track out in the first take. The whole drum track.
Yeah.
One take.
Wow.
One take. Not like we did 5 takes and then he did it one time. Like, no, he did it the first take. Like, we did it one time. Are you ready? Okay. And that was it. It was. I've never
Not many
seen.
can say they did.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody do that before. So that was really cool. Major props to him for that. And Jamie King absolutely smashed this one. This is this is my favorite work that I've had done from him probably. It's just massive. It's just massive.
Okay.
So
He mixed the Welcome as well, didn't he?
He did Welcome as well,
so
yeah.
He's been our homie hookup here for sure.
yep. So
All right. What is your favorite song to perform live for each of you?
You wanna start that?
I'd have to go with Silent Enemy.
Silent.
Just the energy is up. It's a blast to play. The crowd loves it.
It's the heaviest one.
Yeah. I think that and We Want You are going to be my 2 favorites live.
Yeah, We Want You is definitely up there. Yeah, Silent Enemy is awesome. Turn the Cheek is definitely a fun one to play, for my part at least. And I think I have to put that on.
Cool.
I gotta say, we want you, and what does it mean?
I really like What Does It Mean because that one's kind of the oddball in our set. I feel like as far as our sound, it doesn't, or at least the beginning of it is. It's the only song that I have any I guess pseudo clean vocals. They're not quite clean by any means, but it's the closest thing to singing that we have in our discography as of right now. So that one's a lot of fun. I think my favorite though also probably is Silent Enemy because that one was just writing. That one was really personal for me. That one was really that was a lot of pent up crap. I don't know if I can curse on here or not, but that I really needed to get out. There were a lot of people close to me that I felt very, very wronged and betrayed by, and so that was kind of my bleeding. That was my bleeding that energy. I mean, that's kind of what all of the songs are about. Is bleeding that emotion out and getting it out of the way, so it's not part of you anymore. It doesn't control you. But that one's probably the most personal for me. And then either Turn the Cheek or We Want You would be the other 2 favorites.
Okay.
But Silent Enemy's number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, we do this fun cover of Linkin Park's Faint, and that song lets us just get down and at it. And you know, we play a little bit heavier and darker than Linkin Park did, which their song allowed you to headbang too, but like now you get to just go crazy.
Yeah, especially on that bridge breakdown.
The bridge, yeah. So that, of course, we add our own little twist onto it, but that and you know, I think Turn the Cheek as well is probably one of my favorites. It's one of the first songs I think I got to lay down a track on.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
probably the first recorded song when I got involved in the band. So I definitely probably one of my favorites there.
Okay.
It's been a really interesting journey. You kind of mentioned that since you came into the band. Chaos is actually the only one that's been around since the Killjoy days. We've had a lot of members influx in and out just because of like other obligations with jobs or other bands and stuff like that. It's never been like, you know, anybody's rubbing anybody raw or anything like that. It's just, but that was kind of part of the Masks and why I wanted to do it like this. I really wanted this to be a flow of people. I didn't want people to feel like they had to be here all the time.
Yeah.
So we have other members as well that fill in for these folks if they're out of the way or whatever. So.
Okay. So after We Want You, what is next?
Well, hopefully I can get off my ass and promote it like it needs to be promoted for one.
This is a good start.
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
hang out
a
with
good
you.
start.
You get to ask us questions, and then we
Yes.
get to say the things that are answering those questions.
Do strange photo shoots to be released soon.
Yes, those are going to be awesome.
Very excited for that. We are the next song we're gonna drop is kind of in the air a little bit. We're heavily contemplating doing the cover, releasing that in the summertime, but we'll see what happens. That's the plan. Next step is going to be a music video for this one. I'm reaching out to a couple other artists about. I really want to do a couple versions of this We Want You with a couple other artists, so you can have kind of multiple versions with different features on it. And you can kind of pick your favorite, you know. And also, again, that bleeds back into the whole community aspect of what we're trying to do. So hopefully you'll hear some more versions of that. I'll be dropping demos of a lot of the tracks that we've kind of written over the course of this that aren't really going to be singles. It's just kind of old stuff that we need to, you know, bleed on out. So we'll have some demo stuff coming out over the next couple months, trickling out up throughout the year between full-fledged singles. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that was all. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you very much for having us. It's been a pleasure.
For sure.
Welcome.